What's good, my people? So a while back, maybe a year or so ago, this couple right here actually went viral because she stayed with him and was taking care of him after he went through some type of incident and got shot in the head. And he came out of that incident somewhat disabled, I guess. And she had to do a lot to, take care of him. And, she was going viral. People were saying, oh, it's such a good woman. Some people were kind of skeptical about it. They were saying like, yeah, she's saying it's now. It's not gonna last. And unfortunately, she's here again in 2025, going viral again for, I guess she's leaving the situation. I haven't heard what she said in this video quite yet, so we're gonna watch it, and then I guess we'll give our thoughts about it at the end.
Hey y'all, so tonight I want to have a really deep, heavy conversation. At least it's gonna be heavy for me. I want to talk about a few things that have been sitting on my heart. I think we should do it at like 8 p.m. Central. It's like 5 here right now. I live in Minnesota, so it's gonna be Central Time. I've been with Jamal 3 years before he got hurt, and then 5 years after when he got hurt. That's when he got his TBI. And one thing for sure is, before that man got his TBI, he loved the ground that I walked on. Like, there's nothing I could ask for. There's nothing that didn't get handled. Nothing. But, after his injury, a lot of things have changed, And we sit online and we talk about, what's the same and, what's different. But we're always, like, talking about personality and stuff. But the whole thing about it is I stayed. I loved him through it. I do love him through it. When he couldn't talk, when he couldn't walk, I stayed because that's unconditional love, not your ability to do for me or what you have done for me, but just the situation. I knew the person, and I knew he could get back to himself. But sometimes, people, their love changes, and, they change. So you have to kind of like figure it out, especially with a person who is going through their own healing. So I want to ask tonight, it's going to be a question you can answer here. You can come and answer. When the love changes after trauma, do you stay or do you go? So you can drop your answer if you're not going to be there tonight, or you can drop how you feel in the comments, but it's going to be a deep conversation. Let's do 8 p.m. Central, and come if you can relate. Come if you need advice on what you're going through that's similar like this. Come if you're healing, or just come with good vibes. But just please come with good vibes. So see y'all there.
So in this video, she's not really saying that she's planning to leave him. I think she's just trying to have a conversation about like just these types of situations. And I will say one thing, this, her staying, she said she was there 5 years after the situation. Guys go to jail and women don't even last 6-7 months before they outside getting clapped by their best friend. Like, let's be real about it. So her even staying that long, 5 years of, having to take care of him, having to deal with this situation because, I don't know the extent of like his disabilities, but any type of head trauma, a lot of times that does change you, change your personality, change how you view the world. Even if he is like just like fully able to like still be himself somewhat, it's gonna change him a lot. And her being there that long, that's strong, especially when we look at modern woman. When we look at marriage vows and all that stuff, supposed to be till death do us part, and sickness and health, for better for worse, and all that. But nine times out of 10, you're not getting that nowadays. A lot of relationships are more so transactional. It is about what you do as a man, as far as being able to provide and protect. I guess he was able to provide with the disability check, so she's not missing in that aspect. But it's probably certain other things that, you know, she's not just gonna speak on and put out there to the world, which is good. You know, that I can tell, like, this video, it seems like damn near like a cry for help, or like she feels like she wants to leave, but she's kind of looking for validation in it, and she's looking for to hear other people's stories and things, and just kind of like seeking advice, but also wanting to, you know, share her story and also give other people advice who may be going through this same type of thing. You know, I definitely have a lot of sympathy and empathy for their situation, just because, like, you know, I could only imagine, like I said, woman, you know, you go to jail 6 months, your woman probably going to be gone unless y'all have kids together. Or unless you're just like super rich, and then she might last a year or two. But like, as we can see, like, these modern women, you're gonna be lucky to find one that's gonna stay after this. They're getting a lot of negativity as far as comment wise. A lot of people saying if it happened to her, he would have been gone the next day. And you know, I guess women feel like that because a lot of times men do leave women, but I will say men do love very hard. It would be hard for a man to just leave his woman if she went through a accident like that. And a lot of people are saying, I knew this was going to happen. I knew she was going to leave, and things like that. And it's like, you know, I'm going to give her credit for at least trying and staying. And this video is not her actually saying that, oh, I'm going to leave this guy. It's just her saying that, look, I'm going to go live, and she want people to come and talk about it. But just by her asking the question, when love changes after trauma, do you stay or do you go? It seems like she's kind of leaning towards that way. They do have a child together, as you can see, baby head down here. But, you know, I'm going to give her credit for sticking it in there as long as she did. At the end of the day, a woman, she's going to want provision. She's going to want protection. She's going to want to, you know, be loved. And she said before the incident, he did like love her a lot, and, you know, kind of worship the grass she walked on. But now think the dynamics are different. It's like she probably sees herself having to you know, do a lot of the heavy lifting in the relationship on the physical end and emotional end, and that can be very taxing after a long time, you know. And, you know, her being a woman, there's probably other guys she's seeing in the world, and she's like, all right, a lot of times in these type of situations, people feel like they're settling, and, you know, it's just a hard situation. You know, I believe people should stay together. I don't be believing that women should hop from guy to guy, and I don't think guys should just be out here smashing a bunch of different random women. I think both of those situations fuck up your mental health and bring chaos into your life. But let me know what y'all think about this story right here. It's definitely more so a sadder one. I don't see why people are throwing negativity their way, but then again, she did put it out there to the internet, so it is subject to scrutiny and criticism like everything else on the internet. She was asking for good vibes, but unfortunately, you know that's not what you're gonna get. So, you know, y'all just give your honest opinions about the situation down in the comments below. As always, love y'all. I'm out.